Brought to you by Podcast City Network.
Good evening, fans. You're listening to another episode of the Deathmatch Wrestle podcast. And tonight we're going to have on the line the owner and promoter of Battle on the Border Live Pro Wrestling, Denim, Blevins. Let's hear what he's got to say about Battle on the Border and much, much more. Tune in. Well, good evening, Denim, and how are you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing great. How are you doing tonight?
I can't complain. You know, it's been a long weekend. Well, Saturday I just actually went to CZW's Better Than the Best event. That was pretty awesome.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I actually thought about doing one since our organization's called BOTB Battle on the Border.
Yeah.
I thought about doing a BOTB Battle on the Border Best of the Best because that would be the same acronym BOTB. So
yes.
We might do that sometime. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. So what you been up to lately?
Yeah. So I just I'm involved in a lot of sports around here.
Oh, cool.
I play and do travel softball. I officiate. I also play and officiate basketball, and then obviously I run the Battle on the Border organization. So
yeah,
pretty busy.
Very all around person there. You got a lot to deal with. Go through.
Yeah, I'm just a sports guru, man. I've been that way my whole life.
Right.
I put it this way: I'm 36, and I spent the last 30 summers at the ballpark.
Oh, 36, man! I'm 41. I got you beat. I've done a lot.
I'm getting to be in that same vicinity.
I know the bones ache, but yes, we keep on moving.
Right.
Because I'm outdoors all day. I'm a garbage man, so.
Yeah, I saw your area code was Tom's River. That's where Frankie Edgar's from, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah.
Very good UFC fighter.
Yeah. He's in that area. But I'm not a big UFC fan, so I really don't care.
Right.
But anyway, and also you have one of my good friends, Robin Nelson of Wrestle PodCast, actually is part of your team too, and that's awesome. I'm glad.
So Robin's actually a sponsor for us. He contributes some money every show. He's got his logo on all of our propaganda. He helps a little bit behind the scenes, and he does a weekly interview series for us. So, our events are usually all-star shows, so they're a pretty big deal. So he'll do a 10-week countdown with a guest each week for 10 weeks.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm glad he's a really good podcast person for the job. He's really out there.
Yeah, very enthusiastic and very knowledgeable.
He is. Just like myself, I'm a busy person. The podcast world.
Absolutely, man.
You read our bios, you're like, wow, these guys do a lot. Like, where do you find? I mean, you got all these podcasts. I mean, and my friend put it to one of our friends at the Podcast City Network. Our head,
your headquarters.
Headquarters. Let's call it headquarters. Yeah, but no, we really we're the indie fed. Like, we cover a lot of the indie, and that's good. Like, East Coast, West Coast, worldwide, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, so I'm not terribly familiar with all of that aspect of it and that side of it, but
right.
I definitely get what you're saying, and I can certainly see the podcast stuff being a growing thing in today's age.
It is, because you know what? You have all the WWE stuff, WWE, come on, like, indie's where it's at. Indie pro wrestling's really where it's at, and we know that.
Right, I agree with you. I think, especially for the more knowledgeable fans,
yes.
I think that something like WWE can be maybe a little too predictable, or sometimes you know exactly what guidelines they have to stay within, so you can kind of tell what's going to happen and not, where we can.
But we like the product, but also we like the we like the NXT product, because we know what wrestlers have gone through there and who are training, which is really awesome, and getting the process to be to be scouted.
That's right. It actually, that reminds me of kind of how we do our Battle on the Border here. So
yeah.
We view each of our shows to be like an all-star show. So what myself and a couple of my helpers will do is we go out and scout other shows. So in the course of a calendar year, I'll probably hit a half dozen different independent shows, and I'll usually try to go for their bigger show of the year, their anniversary show, things like that, and scout those rosters, man. And if I see 20 guys on the card that night, maybe the top 3 or 4 I think could fit in on my show, and then I'll talk to them and stuff like that. And that's where we kind of keep ourselves fresh too. We're not really like any other organization, because we don't rely on a specific trainer or anything. We network and grab whoever we want.
Yes, yep. Because you do it, because you can grab whoever you want. It's great, I mean, I've seen so many guys that I could say have launched their career, and actually I've seen them a lot, and they made a big way. Even referees too, for WWE.
Yeah, we regularly have people from our roster appear on WWE. That's a normal thing, so that's a really good thing.
That's cool. Like, who have you had on? May I ask?
So as far as like older folks or younger folks, which one?
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Go.
Okay. Well, for people that you would have heard from TV and stuff, like Marty Jannetty, Ricky Morton.
Yes.
Ricky Morton. Yeah, Marty's a really good friend of mine. He's been here multiple times.
He's a great character. He's a great guy all around. I remember he came to my hometown, and I had my WrestleMania 5 ticket in my hand, and he signed it.
Yeah, Marty headlines one of our shows per year. It's a show called Legends and All-Stars in June, so he'll be back again this following June.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Mr. Hughes was here in September. Rob Conway has never missed a Battle on the Border show so far.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who else. Kevin Thorne's been here.
Oh, Kevin Thorne. He used to wrestle down here at the East Coast all the time, man. He used to be...
he's pretty good. He does the 2 different characters. He's also Mordecai, of course.
Yes.
Chase Owens from the Bullet Club has been here. Brian Pillman Jr. will be here next show.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
One of my good friends, he passed away recently, Brian Christopher Lawler. He was here several times.
Oh, man, that guy was a great entertainer. Yeah, everybody loved him. He was a great guy.
Yeah. He actually would have been back here for our December show, and since he's obviously not going to be there, his number 1 student who came along with him in past shows, his name's Bam Bam Bundy. Well, Bam Bam Bundy's going to carry on Brian's tradition at our show, and he's still going to come up from Memphis and work the shows.
Oh, sweet.
So I feel like that kind of keeps him going in spirit,
Yeah, you got to, because it's like Chris Candido, we always have the Candido cups and the, and all the other,
and even our last show, we did a 10-bell salute for him before the show started, so,
Yeah, we just lost, jeez, man, we lost, a couple weeks back, it was like a CZW wrestler, Nate Hatred died,
So I saw that online, and I wasn't familiar with who it was. I knew, obviously, from
The early,
a lot of mutual friends, I could tell Nate Hatred had made some kind of impact in wrestling, but I really didn't know exactly what was going on with that.
he was just he was a CZW veteran. He was a legend. From the heyday of CZW. And
Right.
He just blew up he just blew up the scene after he got back into doing local shows for Game Changer Wrestling, in New Jersey and other places, But he had his car accident. And that was a shame, man. It was a shame to hear about that.
Right. Yeah. So we actually do a few matches that are kind of like the CCW thing. We do hardcore matches and that. So our last show, I don't know if you got a chance to see any of the pictures of it, but a guy named the Heavy Metal Viking Hooks against Johnny Knockout from Tampa, Florida. Johnny's been on NXT and such.
That name sounds so familiar. He used to wrestle.
Yeah, he fought Braun Strowman on the Brooklyn show last year. He called him a big sweaty man and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. I think I've seen him wrestle in Jersey. I've probably seen him millions of times wrestle.
John is originally from Brooklyn.
Yeah. So he used to do it.
I totally can see him having wrestled up your way.
Yeah.
But yeah, they went extremely hardcore. I mean, they had 5,000 packs. They had barbed wire 2x4. They had pitchfork. One guy shot the other with a bow and arrow.
Right.
They stapled some money on each other's face and wrestled with that on there. So they definitely took it extreme.
Oh man, I just saw the staple gun. Actually, this past Saturday night. Actually, this Rich Mance Warner versus Ricky Shane Page. It was great.
I can see that. I'm privy to RSP. I'm not.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know every independent wrestler. It's hard to keep up with it, and I can tell you, anytime you own a company or something, you're going to get so many messages from wrestlers that it's hard to figure out exactly who's who. So that's one of the things where everyone needs to be able to separate themselves, find a way, right?
Yeah, Mance Warner, but he's a great character. He's he's always around. He's out there. He's one of those guys.
I've heard of him on Facebook, I believe.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's great all around. He could do it all, from hardcore to regular wrestling,
Yeah, we actually do the women's as well. So we have recently crowned our first women's champion. I saw her getting some attention on social media, Jocelyn Navarro. I know she was extremely proud because she's also the first African-American champion of any sort in our company. And
oh, wow.
Doing that and then also being the first female champ is like a double whammy. So she won the belt over a girl named Hardcore Heather in a cage match.
Is that Hardcore? Wait, Heather used to do death matches. I remember. And
Hardcore Heather.
And she just retired. Didn't she just retire?
No, but her last appearance for us will be in December. She's in the process of retiring.
Yeah, that's what I saw on Facebook. She's got
a few fights left, but she'll be done here real soon.
She's a great wrestler. She's really, she's been around. I mean, I have never seen her live, but I've seen a lot of IWA stuff of her, and she's really great. She can roll with the best,
She's never missed a Battle on the Border show. She's done every one we've ever done.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Her Conway and Johnny Knockout, and then there's a guy named Brandon Xavier from Cleveland, Ohio, Mega Championship Wrestling. Those are the only four who've never missed a show.
Oh wow! How long has Battle on the Border been in?
2016, so it's not like a long thing, but we're doing pretty good. We get average 300 or 400 fans per show. Right.
Well, maybe we'll have to talk to you after this about some sponsorship. Get my logo out there for you and help you get wrestlers on and talk, and you know what I mean? It's what podcasting is all about.
It'd be probably up your alley. I mean, we always do variety. We've got the men's, the women's. We've got a 7-footer on the roster. We've got a few people over 400 pounds.
Right.
So basically, I try to give the fans a variety show, man. When they leave, they're gonna like something there. There's going to be some old school stuff. Like our last show, we had a Legends match, and that Legends match was Rob Conway against Curtis Hughes, Mr. Hughes.
Yeah.
And then the special referee for it was fantastic Bobby Fulton.
Oh man, that guy! Oh wow, I think Rob is going to have that guy on soon. He was telling me. That's awesome.
Bob. There you go. Yeah. So that match was really good. That was more for the old school fans and stuff. But we also had the cage matches. the women and all that. So pretty good stuff.
Yeah, I haven't seen a good cage match in a while. Those don't come around as much as they. You know what I mean? They don't need to bring them back.
Yeah, well, one of our events every year is called Armageddon, and it's basically cage theme.
Mm-hmm.
So you can guarantee that this particular event is going to have cage every year.
Well, if I ever tell Robin I'm flying out, I'm going to go see a show. How's that?
Yeah, well, and we're starting to expand a little bit. In December, we're going to do 2 shows on the same weekend in 2 different towns. We've never done that, so it's like a Friday.
Yeah.
In a town called Addiston, and then Saturday in Harrison, so like a double banger. And I know a lot of our people are excited for that too, because that's another sign of growth to be able to open a new town or to do multiple towns in one weekend.
Yes, because it picks up business more and more, and you want them to come back and keep coming back.
Right. You hope maybe some of them will make the commute. I mean, these 2 towns we're doing are less than a half hour apart, so.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Good chance some of the Friday night people maybe come out again on Saturday.
Yeah, that's like us in Jersey. We have a lot of the promotions up in North Jersey, in South Jersey a little bit, Central Jersey,
Right.
And of course, New York City, of course, or Philadelphia,
Absolutely. So, our December show coming up, Christmas Chaos, I know one of the matches a lot of people seemed hyped for is Chase Owens from the Bullet Club against Flying Brian Pillman Jr.
That's gonna be a spectacular match right there.
Right. I mean, you got 2 guys super athletic. Both of them are young. They've got their speed. I mean, I feel like they both have pretty big egos. They're gonna probably want to outdo each other. So
yeah.
That makes for a good thing.
That's awesome. And then you got your other matches, but you really can't talk about them really because it's not scheduled yet, right? Booked, right?
Yeah, well, we've got a few things out there, our women's championship. Jocelyn Navarro's defending that on Saturday night against Stubborn Angel Shauna Reed, and then on Friday night, each of the ladies gets to pick the other lady's opponent. So basically, like a scouting in the town.
Wow.
Before.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, leading up to the number 1 contenders match. Let's see, another thing we got, Johnny Knockout will be putting the belt on the line on Friday night in a cage match against the guy he fought last show.
Yeah.
Hooks. So we're taking that cage to a different town, not the town we just had a big epic match in, but a new town we've never been.
Yeah.
So I think that'll be good. And then on the 22nd, we also have the return of Rory McAllister, the Highlander.
Wow.
I don't know if you remember him. He always wore the kilt, and he was teamed up with Roddy Piper sometimes.
Yes.
His cousin Robbie McAllister as well.
Yeah. That's awesome.
He'll be coming out of retirement. He's been done for 5 years, and he's coming back on the same night that Heather Owens retires.
Wow. That's going to be awesome. I'm glad.
Well, it's interesting because they're actually close outside of the ring.
Yeah.
So it's like, ending one chapter and opening a new, and they're both there together on the same night, so it's pretty cool.
So who are the current tag team champions?
We don't have tag team champions yet. So we have.
Really?
I'll explain this to you briefly. So we started 2016. Our first goal was to get a legitimate heavyweight championship. So we did that and had a tournament. You had Conway, Thorne, Chase Owens, Knockout, all those in there. Conway ends up being our first heavyweight champion. Since then, he's lost that belt to Johnny Knockout. So then in 2018, we did our women's championship tournament. We recently concluded that. Jocelyn Navarro is the first ever champion.
Yeah.
And now we've got a tag team tournament that recently started that won't be over until 2019. And then we'll have another new champions.
Yeah.
So basically, it's kind of, we wanted to give each specific belt its own shine. I didn't want to be that promotion that comes out and throws out a bunch of belts at one time because I think that's a little cheesy. So instead, we basically made everything hard earned
and separate. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Separate.
You got to have it that way sometimes. So, who's the youngest superstar? Who do you got on your rosters that's really young?
So the youngest superstar, we've got a girl working out of Indianapolis, Indiana. Her name's Charlie Cruel. I think she's only 19 or 20.
Yeah.
She seems to be getting over really good. She's still a little green, obviously. She's first year in the business, but she's got a good look to her, and she's got a good gimmick to her. She's like a goth character because she's got all that face paint, all that stuff, and then she's like, she's got red hair, so she's going to be unique. So I definitely see her making some leaps and bounds. Shauna Reed, another one of our women. She's actually 24, so a little older, but she's been on WWE about a half dozen times already, and her trainer and actually her boyfriend is Cody Hawk. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Cody
Yes,
Hawk.
I heard it. Yes, I've seen a lot of him on Facebook Live and through Robin. Yes, he talks a lot about it.
So Cody Hawk is actually notorious for having trained Dean Ambrose from WWE, and then also Eli Drake from TNA, Sami Callihan. He's got a list of people. So obviously he's certified.
Sammy.
So I would think that with all that information, as someone like Shauna being young, being good looking girl, athletic, she's tall, she's about 5'10", she could kick someone in the face at 6 feet. You put all that together, plus the Cody Hawk connection, I would think she could move on and go on to working on TV all the time and stuff.
Absolutely. Futures are bright. Futures bright for a lot of these people.
And on the other end, we've got a guy, I'm not exactly sure how he is, but I know he's a rookie. He's been in for less than a year, and he's 7 foot, 400 pounds, and I know people got to keep their eye on him. His name's Paxton Calloway.
Oh, wow.
His first night in Battle on the Border, he pinned 3 people, including Marty Jannetty.
Oh, man.
And then the next show, he won a handicap match. So he's only made 2 appearances for us. He's already pinned 5 people, so
he's got something.
If you saw him, he basically looks like a 7 foot, 400 pound bear. He's got a big beard. Imagine Braun Strowman, but a little bit less cut, but actually bigger.
Right.
So that's what we're dealing with, and younger. So it's like, I wouldn't mess with that guy.
No. There's a lot of those guys out there. It's like there's a lot of guys look like that, and Brody King to there's a lot of these.
Right.
A lot of.
But I know someone like this. I could see this guy moving on quickly from Battle on the Border, where a year or so from now he might not be available to me because you can't find and teach 7 foot, 400 pounds. Like, to be legitimately that big, all the big companies are going to probably want to try to build you up and see what they can do with you.
Yeah.
And that makes it tough for someone to keep them financially.
Yeah. I mean, I remember seeing a guy named, his name's Logan Creed, and he came into H2O, Hardcore Hustle. It's a local federation in Williamstown, New Jersey. And, man, he made an impact. He's tall. He was like 7 foot, really tall. Made an impact. Like, the guy could brawl and just go wrestle. It was like amazing, We were all shocked to see him come, We didn't even know he was supposed to be there,
Right, and that's a good variety too. It's always good to give people different things. So I think that's part of the strategy.
Yeah, actually, I'll say well, this weekend's a big like deathmatch tournament show on Saturday for H2O. It's actually Danny Havoc from CZW. Remember him? Danny Havoc, young Danny, and Matt Tremont, the multiple-time deathmatch champion, CZW champion, and Tournament of Death and a lot of deathmatch tournaments. They're hosting the first ever Danny Havoc and Matt Tremont extravaganza with a lot of...
I thought Danny Havoc was retired.
Yes, he is. He's playing commish, though. He's playing a commish.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's a lot of guys, it's a lot of local guys and newcomer guys, so it's going to be great, They're going to just go right at it.
That does sound good. One of the things I'm excited for on our December thing is we have a debut of a new guy. Adam Rose will be in town.
Oh, Adam Rose. He's like out there. I've heard of him. He's out there. He's really made a name for himself. Oh, is that? He was on that. Oh, Adam Rose, the one and only, right? I think I'm right.
He was on WWE. He had the Rosebuds. Some of his Rosebuds were like Braun Strowman, Elias, Becky Lynch, Sasha, all that stuff.
Oh, yes, in the Party Cruise or whatever.
The Party Crew, yeah. Before No Way Jose, it was the Rosebuds with Adam Rose.
Yeah, and a couple of the CZW guys. I've seen it before, I was like, oh, I know these guys. Wait a minute,
Right.
It's like, hey.
I know those Rosebuds.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy when they get those run-ins. It's great. It's great when they can do the, get involved.
Right.
And you get the call next day, hey, he's on TV. Check this out. They made an appearance. It's great. It's a great buzz. It's a great buzz.
I agree, man.
But yeah, so who inspired you as wrestling growing up? Or like, who were...
All right. So
let's go.
I would say my all-time favorite would probably be Ric Flair, and then I would say The Undertaker, and then those would be for 2 different reasons.
Yeah.
Well, one of them is Ric Flair, obviously, for his in-ring performance. I feel like his storytelling and stuff, and his selling, all that was greatest of all time status. Right. And then The Undertaker is because I think he did the best job of character development that I've ever seen. I think his character was like one of the last great wrestling characters. The kind of suspended belief and stuff like that. Yeah. So those would be probably my two favorites.
Two favorites, and like also like growing up, like Rick Rude or Kurt Hennig, and
well, I mean, I sure I like them guys. I
Ricky
like the. I mean, I was a Hulkamaniac. I think almost everybody was.
Right? Yeah. Everybody was on a Macho Man to Ricky the Dragon.
Randy Savage quite a bit.
Ricky the Dragon,
When I was a teenager, I liked Sonny.
Mm-hmm.
I always liked the Legion of Doom.
Yeah. Demolition.
I think those are pretty easy picks, right?
Yes, I think we all like the old legends. Like they're all Hall of Famers now. It's like really, we don't.
I like Shawn Michaels a lot. I'm intrigued to see what happens with his comeback. I can see it going either way.
Yeah, you know what? Everybody on a podcast always says Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. They always
are the two favorites.
Yes, that's pretty good though. I always take a poll. I always just like, you know what? But then you don't really hear about the ladies like Luna Vachon or Sherry Martel. I always bring that up to people. How?
Yeah, I don't think the women used to get quite as much shine. No. I think that's something that's slowly changing over time.
Yeah. So, what was your first, as a fan, going to a show? What was your first experience?
Okay, so the first show that I vividly remember...
Yeah, growing up.
Okay, so I actually went to someone else younger, but it was really special to me. It was June the 13th of 93, and that was the first ever King of the Ring, the inaugural King of the Ring. So that was it was at the Nutter Center in Dayton, Ohio. Mm-hmm. So that's only about an hour from me. So that would have been 25 years ago. I would have been about 11, 12 years old.
Yeah.
Hogan was there, Yokozuna was there, Bret Hart was there, Lex Luger was there, and then I remember my dad actually got to make it onto the DVD and onto the pay-per-view, and I didn't. Yeah, well, they were spanning through the crowd and doing like the 1, 2, 3 thing for the 1, 2, 3 kid, where he pulls off the upsets and champing it, and they put him on there, but not me. I'm like, man, that's not cool.
Yeah.
And then the other favorite that I've been to would be WrestleMania in Detroit with Donald Trump shaving Vince McMahon's head.
Oh man, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, that was good.
That was hilarious. I think growing up, for me, it was WrestleMania 5 in Atlantic City with my dad.
WrestleMania 3 is the one that got me hooked. That's the first ever one that I got my dad to order. So That started to make it a real thing once he was ordering papers.
But I got lucky. My dad and I got WrestleMania tickets, and we were, as a young kid and happy. I had my Mega Powers, explode poster for the Macho Man and Hogan, But I was nosebleed seats, 5 rows away, next to Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse the Body doing the commentary during the night.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
It was amazing because you could hear the thump of the mat, way above. Binoculars, you're looking down at the ring, it's a little ants. But to be in that place was, it was a historical, landmark.
Right. I think it's one of them things where just being there and picking up the vibe and stuff is a big part of it. It's just the energy in the building. And
I think I have a picture still of that building somewhere, myself sitting actually almost near the same spot I was. I'm like, wow. Right. But I could never see it. I think I could see a part of a poster, in the on the tape, VHS tape,
Right.
But
that doesn't count.
No. But other places, like growing up, man. I'm sure you I talked about it the other night with another guy. I had a promoter on, or a wrestler, and he had actually trained with Iron Mike Sharp.
Okay.
And every Saturday morning, every Saturday they would host wrestling. And I'd go there for $5. I actually watched X-Pac as the 1, 2, 3 kid wrestle.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I was a fan of him back then as 1, 2, 3 kid. I think a lot of people liked him that way, didn't they?
Yeah. But to see him at a young prima age, It was
right, because he was probably only about 21 back then.
Yeah. Training with Nova, and it was cool. ECW's Nova, you know, it was great. And Classy Freddie Blassie and Malice from
Simon Dean, you were talking about.
Yes, yeah. Malice also.
Yeah, I actually know him. We talked about bringing him into Battle on the Border, but we haven't worked anything out yet. But
But yeah,
I kind of like him better as Nova than Simon Dean.
Yeah. His Nova character really was the big hit, you know. But yeah, Malice from WCW, The Wall, you know, it was great.
Right.
It was before he died, you know. I saw him. It's just a shame, but yeah, his brother, Nova's brother actually ran a promotion. It was called Phoenix Championship Wrestling. It's on Wikipedia. Check it out sometime. Tons of. It was the mid '90s, so you know a lot of the internet. You know, Samoa Joe to Homicide to Eddie Kingston. You'll be like amazed on like who the roster was. Christopher Daniels, Trent Acid, just a lot of characters that were Crowbar. There's just like amazing.
It all developed, didn't it?
Yes. So it was like the launching stone, you know. I got to see actually it was really like I was I got to see Eddie Guerrero versus Nova at a show there, and I was like,
yeah, I'm sure that would be ridiculously good.
Oh, they still have on SmartMark the original DVDs, so it's great. It's cool to see like old stuff, and it was like a TV taping like every week, you know, on Comcast, the local Comcast channel. So I'd be like,
it's fun to see how good some of these guys were before they were quite as famous too.
Yeah, and I remember it was also we've had and going to those shows. Charlie Haas and his brother would wrestle there a lot, you know, the Haas brothers, and Barry Windham, you know, it was like amazing. We wouldn't even know it, you know. It's like people would walk in that door, you wouldn't even know who it was, you know.
Right.
You know, it's like when I always talked about ECW, how Balls Mahoney was a big, you know, part of my life, you know, growing up. And actually, when I worked 18, I worked in a dollar store, and I didn't know about ECW. And this guy comes walking in the store. I like telling the story about how I was stocking shelves in the dollar store, and somebody mentioned, hey, he's a wrestler for ECW. I'm like, what? And I was like, I'm going to have to go talk to him and see what this is. So I got home and I checked it all out, and then we became great friends after, you know.
I think that's one of the things. A lot of people don't know what wrestling's out there, and they're not really exposed to it, so they don't even know what they would like. You know?
Yeah.
They have to stumble across it like you did.
Yeah, and then like having, you know, just like going to wrestling shows, local shows with him, and just being like a supporter, you know, like just somebody you idolize, you know, in your career. But Mick Foley was one of those inspirations too, of course, you know.
Absolutely.
You know, I've done Q&A for him one time. Actually, it was really cool. In Pennsylvania, they had a Wrestle Reunion. It was like a Wrestle Reunion 2, and it was like a huge convention with wrestling too. And Bill Apter was there, so I got up, and Mick Foley was on the mic with Ivory or something. So I got up on the mic and I asked Mick what was it like falling off this. You know, he was scared shitless going off the Hell in a Cell versus Undertaker.
Right?
You know, it was like,
how could you not be?
Yeah. I was like throwing that question in my head. I'm like, wait a minute, I just watched WrestleMania, or I just watched this pay-per-view. I might as well throw something that he would say, and, you know. But it was great. It was moments like that you live forever. You know what I mean? You see like the Rhino and the Hardy Boys. It's just like you could see all these guys like where they came from. You know, Dudley Boys. It's
fun to see the roots.
Yeah, it really is. It is. But now generations we're like, I wish we could take our kids and watch this stuff now. You know. I don't have any kids, but I'm nephews and nieces. You know what I mean? Like,
that's how I am too. I have a niece and a nephew, no kids, but I treat them like they're my kids. And
yes.
But that's actually two of the biggest fans of Battle on the Border. Neither one of them's ever missed a show.
You know what? My nephews have not come over, never gone to a show yet. They always come over to my house and play with the figures, you know. But I have never told them about the deathmatch stuff. They'll never know about that stuff, you know.
Yeah, that's probably not the best.
No. No. With all my collection, and no, they don't never notice it though. You know, they never look on my shelf or see what it is. You know, but it's great. They always like the figures, but on one of these days I'll take them to the show, just to see what their reactions are.
Yeah, you have to pick the right one.
Yeah, definitely. So so anyway, let's what else? So who's the managers over there at Battle of the Border? Who do you have?
Okay, as far as managers, we have a few. We have a guy named Jason Saint.
Jason Saint, the one and only. Oh,
so you know him? Okay,
yes,
so
he's a great character.
He's a devious character. He's always manipulating the rules and cheating. He's basically got an arsenal of monsters at his disposal.
Yes.
We've got a guy named Russell Edward Bland II. He basically thinks he's a pimp. He's dressed kind of like the Godfather with a cane and all that. And he runs a stable called the Marquee Players. And then we also have another one, Matt Cooper. And he actually came into us from a local radio station, B105. He had been promoting us on the country music station and developed that into being a manager of some guys because he got personally involved in a feud.
Yeah. Huh, that's good. That's awesome. I'm sure you got some female managers as well, right?
We have some of our females kind of double up that wrestle and they do manage some people, but we don't have a female manager that strictly manages and doesn't wrestle. We don't have that.
Yeah. There's so many of those these days, we can't even tell,
Right.
There's so many of those these days in wrestling. But
yeah, around these parts, it's harder to find the top female talents. It's a little you have a million guys that wrestle, and there are some women, but it's a little harder to sort through them.
Do you? I'm sure you guys do the intergenders matches.
Absolutely.
Yeah, those are really great. Those are really great when you can mix it up, and people don't really understand it, but we enjoy it. Everybody enjoys it.
Yeah, and then, for instance, we do like a golden ticket battle royal every year, and sometimes some of the ladies will get in on that. Yeah.
Or a battle royal. Get a battle royal going, women's battle royal.
Absolutely.
Those are always great. It's like brings you back to the days of Glow Wrestling,
Yeah, the glorious ladies of wrestling. I agree with you.
We've actually done, me and Robin have had plenty of podcasts with a couple of the members recently, a while back. We've done a lot of. Yeah, it's pretty cool to, reminisce the days of glory.
To reminisce about them.
Yeah, reminisce. That's what I meant. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Yes. Yeah. Because one of the ladies actually, was on that TV series. It was Awesome Kong. It's like amazing. Like
right.
We didn't know she was there, and then a couple other people. I hope they make another season. There's 2 or 3 or 4 because that's a great show.
Yeah, I think I watched one season. There's only one, ain't there?
Yeah, there's about 10. About 10.
Well, I'm not talking about the originals. I'm talking about the remakes.
Oh, the remakes on TV. The NX right now on the seasons. The seasons I think there's like 10 seasons. I'm not sure.
Okay, I need to get on there and catch up in that case.
Yeah. It gets better. I'm not gonna blow it for you.
Right.
But what else? I was gonna ask you. So how's your crowd? How's the crowd there at your shows? I wanna
Okay, well, 2016, our average was 105 a show, and then 2017 we averaged 275 per show. Yeah. And 2018, right now we're averaging, I think it's 384 per show.
That's awesome. That's a good range. Yeah, you want to keep it at that. The 300s, I always like watch the crowd. When I'm a fan, I look at the crowd. I'm like, really? Are they gonna have a good show or not tonight? Because you could tell by the fan. You could look by the crowd and they're into it. You can when it's good.
Right, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of our shows. Local shows are like what VFW. VFW halls. And they could pack about 100 to 200 people almost. But now you got of course the fire commission, comes in and makes sure it's not over the limit,
Yeah, we actually had one, so we've run in a few different locations, and we had one at the VFW hall where we had 470 fans, and they actually tried to shut us down for that.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
Someone called and told on us. I think it was a neighboring wrestling promotion that was hating or something. But
Yeah.
they said that we had too many people for the fire code.
Yeah. We actually almost had that for a Game Changer show in Sayreville, New Jersey, and it was like one of those concert hall venue places, and they were really strict. Their security was really strict. Like they wouldn't let you go outside at all to have a drink in the parking lot, or go outside to have a cigarette. They wanted they wanted to keep you like in prison, so they're never going back there. It's like one of those settings. It's like, wow, you're really gonna make money, but you can't contain us. You know what I mean? We're there for a show, not to be bossed by the local security and all police. But the show went on really good because PCO was there. The one and only.
Yeah. It seems like the cops and stuff don't really want to shut that stuff down, anyways. Like they're making money for the VFW. It's like overall a good thing, or any of that kind of stuff. Like I don't see. Most people aren't going to want to come in and end it, right?
Yeah, you don't want to ruin a big thing that you guys come in, you're doing a show, and it's like, really, you want to kick these fans out just because they want to have a beer out in the parking lot? And and also in this venue, they weren't even serving alcohol. Like they could have made money, They could have made money, but
right, that's bizarre.
I know. I mean, they did have hot dogs though and water, But whatever.
Wow.
I was too busy having beer in my van, so I didn't care.
Right, yeah. So we don't operate like that. We have a lot of different revenue streams. So we do sponsors. We sell
absolutely.
We sell shirts and DVDs. We run seminars. We have our tickets, our pre-sales, and I don't know. We do raffles, any of that stuff. We don't just rely on one thing.
No, raffles is where it's at. I love getting
We have food, beer, alcohol.
Yeah. It's just great, when you can also do a fundraiser show. It's so great, We
I agree.
We always help. I always help when I can, to help somebody out, or a friend or somebody that's really been. We actually did a memorial show for one of our friends, and man, it was touching because he was a fan of wrestling for years and years, And actually, the hall got named after him, so it was the Kevin Hogan Memorial Hall. It's actually the Williamstown where I was talking about.
Yeah, I think it's one of the things where anytime you can pay it forward, it feels good, right?
Yeah. And take trips with people and I never remember the time going. I took him. Actually, we all took a trip one year to IWA Mid South. We went to Mid South for a show, and he was with us.
Right.
Like you just live your dreams. Like things are going really quick after. It's scary. Miss somebody good who's been around for a long time in wrestling. Like, he was an original ECW fan and CZW and local independent shows all over. He would just go to shows, He would support everybody he could, Even a firefighter. How about that,
That sounds pretty good, yeah.
It is. And a janitor, always called me every day from his job.
Right?
Like, what are you doing? I'm working. Gotta go, But, yeah. But nowadays, it's we do, but the fundraisers are really good now, They go to a lot of the good charities and the kids who need it and, the families or disabilities.
Yeah, I've heard about a few wrestling promotions that kind of scam people in fundraisers, so I always am glad to hear about good ones.
Yeah, they're, when you're putting your money in. It's like a wrestler actually, his name's Low Life Louis Ramos. He used to be a Brooklyn wrestler, from the Bronx, right? And
right.
They had a charity show, and they raised about $2,000 for him, just to get his health back. And he was so blessed, He got all the treatments, and all the fans showed up. It was a great night, just for him, and he cried emotionally in the ring, to see the fans' faces light up, because he's a wrestler, and
absolutely,
we all support him, just like we just supported one of our friends that had a house fire. They just did a show for him recently, because because they have.
Yeah, wrestling support community's got to stick together.
They do. And it's like a family. It's like your families, and we just do what we have to do, and help out. And that's what it's all about, Like,
right.
We always do that.
I agree.
And it's a shame that like you were saying, some companies do scam, and that's not right. That's not right to do that. I don't know why they would.
Ruins it for the good ones.
Yeah. But you have anything else you want to talk about? Any other shows coming up? Let's.
Well, if anything, I'd say maybe we should do another one when we get a little closer to the event, where I can talk more about different matches and stuff.
Absolutely, that sounds great.
Maybe do one 2 weeks out or something.
Okay, absolutely. But you feel like go ahead and plug away. Battle on the Border.
Yeah, so our next two shows, find us on Facebook, Battle on the Border Pro Wrestling, and our next two shows are December 21st, Miracle on Main Street in Addison, Ohio, and December 22nd, Christmas Chaos in Harrison, Ohio. You can get the tickets from me, Denim Blevins, online. You can get them through PayPal as well, or you can get them at the venues.
Awesome. And also on Twitter, right? Also on Twitter.
Yeah, we're also on Twitter, and we're also on Instagram. We're also on YouTube. Yeah. I actually don't know the links for all that off the top of my head because other people run them for me.
Yeah.
But I run the Facebook myself, and that's Battle on the Border Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
And you can find all the other ones as well.
I think. Oh, that's right. Robin's running it. I think he's running Twitter. He's telling me.
Yeah, Robin is running the Twitter.
He's running Twitter. He's the man. Forgot about it. He's a great character. I'm glad you got him aboard. He's a good guy. Really great.
Absolutely. I have to agree with you.
He's a good friend, After doing podcasts, just talking with him all the time, we're just a great guy, I can't wait to finally meet him one of these days. We're going to actually meet up in January of 2019. Actually,
okay.
For a big show in Florida. We're doing a podcast, anniversary special with all of our podcasts together. It's going to be cool. With some guests.
I think so.
Surprise guests, too, It's going to be really cool. But
sounds epic.
It does, but I want to say, Denim, thank you for being on, and we'll definitely do that next one. We'll set that up.
All right, Dave, appreciate you having me on, and look forward to doing the next one.
And I'll send you out some Deathmatch Russell merch as being my guest tonight. How's that?
Well, that sounds amazing. That sounds great.
All right.
Thanks,
you for being on. Thank you for being on, and have a good night.
All right, see ya.
Bye-bye. Fans, that was a really great conversation with the owner and promoter of Battle on the Border live pro wrestling, Denim Blevins. And, they have a lot of shows coming up. Shout out to Robin from Wrestle PodCast. He's a part of their team. And, they have a lot coming up. December's really booking up for their show, and a lot of good stuff, a lot of events coming their way, and check them out, fans, on Battle on the Border. It's on my Facebook. I'll have it up later, so check it out. And let me can't think of what's going on in the wrestling world for me. I have so much wrestling coming up. It's like that's right. This stay tuned, fans, because I'm going to be talking to another guy in the business. And we're going to be talking to him this Thursday night. I'm going to be talking to Bruce Boundreck. And I'm going to be talking to him and see what he's up to for promotion out of Texas, wrestling, and he's the announcer, and we'll hear what he has to say and much, much more. Tune in for that on Thursday night. Thank you for listening. Have a good night, everyone. You can find more Deathmatch Russell podcasts on the following social media. DeathmatchRussell.com. Follow on Twitter at DavidNJ32. And on Facebook, Facebook.com/DJDaveNJ32. Find me on Podcast City Network at PodcastCity.net. Facebook.com/Podcast City Network. Hit the like button and share. And on Twitter at PodcastCityNet. You can hear Deathmatch Russell podcast on Stitcher Radio and on iTunes.